Hello, welcome to Miss Lydia Reads. Today we're going to be learning about antonyms. So an antonym is a word that has the opposite meaning of another word. So opposite means something completely different. So for example, hot. What do you think the antonym of hot would be? What's the opposite of hot? Cold. So that's an example of an antonym. So we are going to read the book, If You Were an Antonym, and it's by Nancy Loewen. Looking for antonyms, watch for the big colorful words in the example sentences. If you were an antonym, you might be early or late or big or small. If you were an antonym, you would be a word that means the opposite of another word. Opposite means to be completely different from something else. You could be dark or light. You could be happy or sad. If you were an antonym, you could be a complementary antonym. You could be all or nothing. You could either be one thing or the other. Your dad's radio is either on or off. If you flip a coin, you get either heads or tails. If you were an antonym, you could be a relational antonym. You would be in a pair with your opposite. You would have no meaning without your opposite. In order to be a student, you must have a teacher. In order to be a parent, you must have a child. If you were an antonym, you could be a graded antonym. You could show how words are related. Empty and full are antonyms, but between empty and full are many possibilities. The cookie jar might be half full or nearly empty. The cookie jar might also be almost full or mostly empty. If you were an antonym, you could have a prefix. A prefix is added to the beginning of a word. Adding a prefix can completely change a word's meaning. Sense becomes nonsense. Remember, we learned about prefixes. Lucky becomes unlucky. If you were an antonym, you could have a suffix. A suffix is added at the end of the word. Adding a suffix can also change a word's meaning. Hopeful becomes hopeless. Careful becomes careless. If you were an antonym, your opposite would be a synonym. Synonyms are words that still mean the same thing. Sick and ill are synonyms. They mean the same thing. Sick and well are antonyms. They mean opposite things. If you were an antonym, you could be an autoantonym. You would be a word that has two meanings that are opposite of each other. A bill can be a piece of paper, money. A bill can also be a statement saying that you owe money. You would always be an opposite if you were an antonym. And it says big and small right there. Okay. This is the antonym activity if you would like to do it. Cut out 30 squares of heavy paper. Next, write down 15 pairs of antonyms, one word on each square. Now, mix the cards up and place them face down on a flat surface. Take turns flipping over 2 cards. If the words are antonyms, you get to keep the pair and continue playing. If the cards aren't antonyms, flip them back over and move to the next player. When all the cards are matched, the player with the most pair wins. You can play this game by yourself too. Keep track of how long it takes you to match all of the pairs. Then play again and see if you can beat your time. All right, well, I had fun learning about antonyms with you. See you next time.